Howdy, y'all. It's your favorite local fruitcake, Austin Chase, just coming back with another live poem reading. This one is called Hector's Hope. It's inspired by my neighbor who told me as of yesterday while I was going to my gym that he was diagnosed with cancer as of this past Friday. And he said a couple of things to me. He said, we're both in situations where hope is so important. We are survivalists. We got to keep on fighting, and America was built on hope. And this poem is for him. It's called Hector's Hope. There is a moment after the words leave the doctor's mouth, when the room becomes smaller than it was a second ago. The clock still ticks, the lights still hum overhead. Somewhere outside, traffic still moves, and birds still sing. But your world pauses long enough to ask a question. What happens now? Fear is quick to answer. It speaks in worst-case scenarios and borrowed stories. It builds mountains out of maybes and mistakes uncertainty for prophecy. But hope has always been quieter than fear. Hope sounds like showing up to the next appointment, like taking the medicine, like answering the phone when loved ones call, like planting flowers in a season you weren't sure you'd get to see. Some diagnoses arrive carrying the same shadows, settling over your shoulders like a weighted blanket you don't yet know if you're strong enough to carry. Cancer, HIV, different battles, different roads, but both have introduced people to waiting rooms they never wanted to enter, and still they stay, learning a new language of numbers and scans, medications and milestones, discovering that survival is not a trait you are born with, but a muscle you build. We are survivalists, cartographers of unknown destinations, builders of futures we were told to stop planning for, proof that statistics can be outlived and fear can be outrun. Hope is stubborn that way. It survives in waiting rooms and pharmacy lines, in shaking hands and sleepless nights, in laboratory numbers that slowly become victories, measured not in miracles, but in mornings. Because sometimes courage isn't roaring into battle. Sometimes courage is simply whispering, I'll see what tomorrow brings, and giving tomorrow permission to surprise you. The world has ended 1,000 times inside frightened hearts, and yet somehow the sun keeps rising anyways. Civilizations crossed oceans for it, families crossed deserts for it, people have survived wars, grief, and diagnoses carrying nothing more than the belief that the next chapter did not have to read like the last. America was built on hope. And for that, and for Hector, I'm gonna keep on fighting. And you should too. I'm glad that you are here. I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Take care now. Bye-bye.